So what I want to do is I wanted to speak to something that's like been like it stuff kind of gripes me sometimes because of the way that people will like teach stuff and call it Kemetic science or Kemetic spirituality. And this idea, and a lot of times, and I've said this before, people will switch to what they call Kemetic spirituality, but all it is just another form of religion. They change from religion to Kemetic spirituality, but do the same things, teach the same stuff as religion, think the same way as religion, and then calling it Kemetic spirituality. If you're doing the same thing you were doing before you switched to Kemetic spirituality to when you switch to it, you haven't changed. Nothing's changed, guys. Nothing at all. So, Kemetic spirituality is different. It's something totally and completely different. And I do know that Christianity, and I understand that Christianity is a descendant, in a sense, of Kemetic spirituality, because everything that they got, everything that is Christian, came from Kemetic spirituality, plain and simple, everything. And there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So it's all Kemetic spirituality. But they twisted it. They changed these ideas into something that became tools of control and tools of fear. Okay. And that's not what Kemetic spirituality is about. So one of the things and this thing that I'm talking about is people will ask, well, what did our ancestors worship before religion? Even the question itself, what did they worship, has a religious bias, because they assume that worship, that what our ancestors did is the same thing that we do and did as Christians. And if you truly grasp Kemetic spirituality, you'll understand that it's nothing like Christianity. It is not another religion. Okay? And Cannabis Maximus gave 1111. Thank you. Said positive and healing vibrations to everyone. Okay? So it is not another religion. Kemetic spirituality is not that. If you're somebody that's teaching this stuff, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy, not study, and teach the same stuff you taught as a Christian and just put a Kemetic cover on top of it. Just call it Kemetic, because it's not. Okay? So this is the idea. So worship. What does worship mean? Okay? So, and I just looked this up in a dictionary. You guys can do this too. Look it up online. Look it up on Google. So worship is defined as the feeling or expression of reverence and adoration for a deity. Okay? In other words, oh God, you're just so great and wonderful. You know, I'm so glad that you did whatever for me. Oh God. Okay? So Kemetic science is different from that because they are true monotheist. They were true monotheist. Okay. And this is, I'm gonna pop this up on the screen here and show you and read this. And this is just research, guys. But this is what the Kemetic spirituality or what it's about when they talk about monotheism. So Egypt was monotheist, and Egypt and Kemet was the same, just in case anybody's wondering about that. Kemet is just an older, like the grandmother of Egypt, basically. So where all of this started from. So the study of the text show, in fact, that since the ancient empire, there is a difference in an affirmation of faith in one and only one God. So Egypt believed in only one God, but they practiced this, which was different from Christianity, or is different from Christianity. This God is eternal and nameless. The netter of netters is what they called it. Boundless and incomprehensible, basically incomprehensible by the human mind. Parallel to this vision, there exists a pantheon composed of considerable number of netters or principles. Okay. So when they're talking about netters, they're talking about functions of nature. Okay. Not little bitty God people. Okay. That was a misinterpretation of netters. So netters are a function. They are how nature functions. So when you hear a netter, then the way that you can connect and understand what the Bible is teaching and how they got it from Kemetic science is when you understand the function that they're trying to express, even in the Bible. So the ancient function of the netter, they just rename it in the Bible. Okay. So that's what we're talking about here. So they believed in one God and they taught that everything came from that source. That's different than Christianity. Now, I know what Christianity says. I know Christianity says there's only one God. Okay. And God created us. That's what they say. But somehow Christianity has a disconnect, because what Christianity teaches is that God created us, but somehow he created something different. We as people are something different, are human beings, the earth, the animals. It's something different and separate from the creator. Okay. That's different. That's different from the original teachings. Now understand this. Christianity says that it's the same, but if you think about how it is taught, because if we are truly the same as God and we are one with God, because they'll say the same language. If we are the same and we are one with God, how did we get sent to hell? Why would God send an aspect of itself to eternal damnation if we are the same as it? So that's one thing. One thing that Christianity is different from Kemetic spirituality. It's different. That's not the same. So Kemetic spirituality is the true monotheism. It's the true monotheism. Okay? And Zuri Akura Lauren, that's family right there. She gave $9.99. Thank you, Zuri. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Excuse me, guys. So true Kemetic spirituality is about monotheism. And this is the difference. And this is what Kemetic spirituality taught. They taught the idea of anthropokosmos. Okay? That's a big word, but I'm going to break it down. Anthropokosmos simply means this: mankind or humankind is the universe. Okay? Humankind, anthropokosmos says that humankind is the universe. Not only is it the universe, okay? Let me put that up here. So this is the definition. So anthropokosmos says man is the universe. Man is not the partial component, but the final product, the ultimate product. He is not a part of the all, but rather the all in its living expression. That's different right there than Christianity. In other words, Christianity says we're somehow different, and God can send its different part to hell. But Kemetic spirituality says that we are the living expression of the all. We are the living expression of God. Okay? We're not different. We are the ultimate expression on this plane of existence. Humankind is the ultimate expression of God. And not only that, what we see as the universe outside of us is a reflection from within us. The universe, the stars, the planets, everything that we see is actually an individualized component of the essence of who we are. This is why astrology works so well. This is why you can get a birth chart reading and it means something to you, because these planets and stars are a representation of us. Okay? These planets and stars are a representation of the essence of who we are. They're not out there. They are reflecting what's in here. Okay? The laws that work in us are the same laws that work in the universe. There's no difference. So when we're talking about this, and I'm going back to the idea of who did our ancestors worship? If you have this perspective that we are the ultimate form of God in this plane of existence, we are the ultimate form of the universe in this existence, then why would we worship that which is outside of us when in reality it is what's in us? Okay, it is us being reflected back. Why would we reflect, or why would we worship our essence? Because remember, worshiping something, a deity or something outside of ourselves, we have reverence for it. That's what worship is. Okay, when we have reverence and adoration for something outside of ourselves. Why would we have adoration for that which is outside of us and worship it? The ancients didn't see it that way. So they did not worship. Okay. And raw listeners, thank you for that $9.99. They did not worship something outside themselves. That is a religious notion. They understood that the universe, the stars, the planets, the moon, everything that we see outside of us is us from within. It's the reflection. It's the essence of who we are. Okay? So I get sick and tired of hearing people that are saying they're talking about Kemetic spirituality or passing around memes that are not correct. They are not right. All they are is rehashing. All they're doing is rehashing religion. Kemetic spirituality is not a religion. It's different completely. All the concepts, that's why I can talk about the concepts of Jesus and the concepts of Christ. I can talk about those concepts, but when you talk about them from a Kemetic spiritual stance and a Kemetic spiritual science, they are a different and more empowering concept. Okay? So I'm going to ask, guys, if you're passing around memes that are nothing but religion in another form, or religion disguised as Kemetic spirituality, please stop. Don't do it. If you're teaching people something called Kemetic spirituality and is nothing but another form of religion, please stop. Because you're killing our people. You're keeping them trapped in the same bull crap that religion is doing. You're keeping them in the same mindset. I don't know how many people that I hear that were Christian that are now supposedly in Kemetic spirituality. They hate the same people that they hated as Christian now that they're Kemetic spiritualists, so to speak. The LGBT community. People just, hate on the LGBT community. And I'll tell you here right now, within Kemetic spirituality, if you're a part of the LGBT community, the LGBTQ community, you're welcome here. Because you are an extension of God as well. Don't hate other people because you think that they were made from a different God than the one that you worship. Stop the bullshit. Plain and simple. Stop the bull. Stop it. Oh, y'all know my potty mouth had to come out sometime. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. It just flows. Oh, but yeah, but so that's what I'm saying, guys. Our ancestors did not worship because they knew what we are. They knew who they were. Yes, D. Brooks, Kemetic spirituality is a path to knowing thyself. Absolutely, positively. Absolutely, positively. And we cannot keep dressing up religion because you can't put lipstick on a pig. I'm sorry, and make it look better and smell better. That's some Texas stuff there. I'm a city boy, but I know that stuff. You cannot put lipstick on a pig and make it better. You just can't. And if you're calling yourself Kemetic and all you're doing is rehashing religion, you're not Kemetic. If you're living the same way you did last month, you're thinking the same way you did last month, doing the same things you did last month, you have not changed. You have not changed from religion. You're still religious. Robert Johnson, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. That's family there. Family again. Gave $9.99. You are not practicing Kemetic spirituality if all you're doing is the same exact thing that you did when you were Christian. If you're still praying the same way as you did when you were Christian, you're not practicing Kemetic spirituality. Because if you understood prayer from the Kemetic spiritual perspective, your life would be changed in a heartbeat. I promise you. It will be changed in a heartbeat. Okay? There's no way that you are going to take and learn the Kemetic paradigm of prayer and not have your life change for the positive forever. Okay? There's no way. It just won't happen. Okay? It just won't happen. So if you are interested in learning the ancient Kemetic paradigm of prayer, I just put up on the screen there, whodoipraytonow.com. That's a free video download, or a free video. You can watch and get access to it. Okay, it's not a download, but you can get access to it. But it teaches you the Kemetic paradigm of prayer. It is life-changing. And I'm telling you guys, when I was going through my stuff, and I talk about this story all the time, is how I had lost everything I had. I did it twice, lost everything I had. But it was a learning experience for me. It was teaching me how to use these principles. I was depressed. There were times I was suicidal. I didn't want to live because I was so depressed and so down. Because as a man, and tell me, guys, if this is not the case for you, as men, a lot of times we are measured by the stuff that we can accumulate. We are measured by our worldly possessions. Okay, and don't get me wrong, I like worldly possessions. I like nice stuff. So I'm not speaking against that. Again, this is not another form of Christianity. I like nice stuff. But nice stuff doesn't own me. Okay? Nice stuff is not necessarily my motivation for living. Okay? Michael Peaks, thank you very much, says the spirit religion bullshit, I see it and hear it daily. I know. Shaking my head, absolutely. But when I lost it all, at that point, I still struggle with that idea that who I was what I had. When I lost it all, it was like, who was I? What was I? Was I a man now? Who's going to love me? No woman wants to be with a broke man. And again, since I'm not making that into a idea like sisters only want guys for money, because that's not the case. I mean, I've never dealt with a woman that was just interested in money. That's just never something I've experienced. So every woman I've dealt with has been a good woman. Doesn't mean that we were good for each other, but things worked out a different way. Okay. But I went through that. I went through that depression. I went through those thoughts of suicide. And the only way I came out of it was to understand these principles. If I was Christian, I'm telling you right now, if I had to remain Christian, I would be dead or in jail right now. That's where I would be. Because I would kill an MF and ask God to forgive me. That's the truth. I would get so mad about stuff. I was angry, bitter, all that stuff. But learning these ideas changed me. It made me better. It made my life better. Plain and simple. If you're depressed and you're going through it and you're saying, oh, well, I'll get this when I'll start working on this when I feel better. You just missed the boat, because you're not going to feel better. Not until you practice these principles. You might not know you're practicing them, but in order to feel better, you got to practice them. I'm telling you right now. But the thing is you get tools, okay? You get processes that you can master. All right? That's what it is, what it's about, really. You get tools and processes that you can master and make life better for you. Okay? That's what it's about. So don't start talking about the ancestors worshipped and all of this stuff. They didn't do that. They knew how powerful they were. Plain and simple. They knew how powerful they were. Okay. So that was my little rant. I see this stuff being passed around. I see people talking about that they're teaching Kemetic spirituality, and it's just a bastardization of Christianity is all it is. If you're getting the same knowledge and the same ideas presented to you, and they feel just like Christianity, you're not practicing Kemetic spirituality. Dog 43, thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Gave $20. Thank you very much. That's that AMR family again, African Mind Rewire family. You guys are so generous. But I know you're being generous because there is something that you are practicing. You are practicing priming the pump. I get that. And I appreciate that you choose me to practice that with. Okay. When my American Mind or African Mind Rewire family, when they give, they're priming the pump. It's really for them. They're helping me, but it's really about them. But because of the way that Kemetic spirituality works, you understand that you do the things to uplift you, but it automatically helps other people too. You take care of you, then you can take care of others, not the other way around. See, Christianity will teach you something like love thy neighbor as thyself. And they try to practice it like that. Oh, I'm going to love my neighbor. My neighbor, I got to take care of my neighbor. I got to sacrifice to do this for my family, do blah, blah, blah. But it's backwards. It should be flipped. You should love yourself and then love your neighbor. Take care of you, then you can take care of your neighbor. Chelsea Lewis asks, is it too late to join? No, it's not too late to join. So you can go to AfricanMindRewire.com. I thought I had that up here. Let me do that here right quick. Let's see, www.African. Oops, I can't spell AfricanMindRewire.com. Okay. So this is So AfricanMindRewired.com. So you can go there and you can look at the information and sign up if you so desire. Okay. But I'm telling you now, if you're getting these people that are basically rehashing religious notions, don't fall for the okie doke. They don't know squat. I replaced that word. I was going to say manure, but but they don't know anything. They're cheating y'all. That's what they're doing. They're playing on you, preying on you. Prey. Oh man. Oh, I'm killing myself. But anyway, but that's it. So questions, if you got questions, let's do some questions and we can do